Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It is 12:30, first video of the week. I have a ton of ground to cover. There's a lot of information to go over. I'm going to make this as precise as possible. This should help set you up for this week as there is quite a bit of action in and around the market. Let's first start off with what we have over the weekend. We had a soft taco. Taco stands for Trump always chickens out. We had a soft one with ongoing ceasefire negotiations. Again, I'm not poking fun, but yes, I am poking fun. We just had another quick soft taco with Trump saying that a deal should be done with Iran. I don't know where to start on this. I felt like I've heard this 7,000 times. You see that little green candle? That's the pop based off of that news. It's a nothing burger. Really, the weekend news brought oil down, which has kind of recovered a little bit. It was down 10%. Oil's down 6.5%. As you know, if you've been following me, you know I'm extremely short oil, and I expect oil to be way under here. It's inevitable. I continue to short oil. Not today. I'm not doing anything today. If anything, if this number falls to 10%, I'll cover what I shorted on Thursday and Friday, and then look for the next pop. The next pop is inevitable. This isn't enough of a move for me to really do anything. I think oil's going way down. However, let me be clear, it might go up before it goes down. The ongoing escalation could cause this to rip up to $100. I don't really think so. I just think the pressure that's been put on the overall market, the strain with this is my indicator of all indicators. The 10-year Treasury bond, if you don't know what that is, I suggest you Google that. The higher this number is, the worse it is for the economy. The lower the number is, the better it is. That's in a nutshell. As this number continues to go up, Trump will feel the pressure. And I hate to say it, as I wish I was wrong, it's going to force his hand, and I think into more of a ceasefire negotiations. So I'll spare you the political post because I'm more concerned about making money. I don't really care what they're doing. Just more so I want to know how I can make money doing it. So you have that. Bitcoin doing nothing wrong. For the record, I have long IBIT calls. The market has chopped up. Bitcoin has held very, very well. I think this is favorable. I'm still very long Bitcoin, and for the first time in a long time, I bought Ethereum yesterday. I have not done that probably since COVID. So I bought Ethereum, a little bit of a trade position here. So I've entered Ethereum. I only on a trade. I'm going to put it to you like that. It's only on a trade. Put me on record. I was a little bit under $1,900. I think when I bought it, it was $1,890. So maybe I'm up 1%. So I bought Ethereum. And that was yesterday. All right, we covered that. Gold is up today. I think this is trying to carve out a low. We want to see a double bottom here. It could potentially provide an opportunity to trade this. It's still not there, so just patience. Don't front run this because there's no purpose in front running this at the moment. Just let it carve out a bottom. It'll have some form of capitulation. You'll know it, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, we hit Bitcoin. We hit oil. Okay. So as you can see from the headline, you have a Fed decision on Wednesday. Kevin Warsh will speak. That is all eyes are on the Fed decision, whether he will raise rates, cut rates, keep rates steady. Adjustment here. For the record, I think rates will remain steady. The trading futures are pricing in a 40% rate hike. I don't believe it. I could be completely wrong. I don't think we're getting elevated rates. I just don't see it. I think that would completely go against this administration's narrative of cutting rates, and I just don't. Though it might be necessary, I'm not the one to make that decision. My money is on nothing happens, so I'll go on record. I think that's what the market would like on Wednesday. Nothing happens. A rate hike would be bad for the market. Undoubtedly, that would really change my whole outlook. A rate hike would definitely make me super defensive, and I'm going to go into that. Rate hikes would take me out of a lot of positions and overall a completely different viewpoint. I would not mess around. I don't believe in fighting the Fed, as the term goes. Rate hikes would not work for me, and I would start to transition into other positions and more defensive stuff. If in fact that happened, I would not stick around for small cap growth names in an elevated rate hike. Not happening. All right, moving along. The Nasdaq, which we're going to look at, down again today, broke down under the prior low. I told you that was my line in the sand. It did that on Friday. It has done it again today. I have admittedly lightened my position, and I'm now on red. I have gone from yellow to red, and I will now do what most people struggle to do, and that is patience and wait for my pitch. before I hit anything. This is not the time to start making more trades. It's not the time to get cute. You have to respect the selling that's coming our way, and undercutting that low is not good. Let me now also say, on the flip side of that, we are still in an uptrend, and this is all completely normal. It's just, I don't know how low this can go. And a date with the 200, this is a big gap, and this is very plausible that we get a date with this 200. Could it find support and bounce back up? Sure. Long term, we're fine. And I still think our uptrend remains. I'm just not interested in getting carved up and going down here. So I need to do what I feel is best, which is capital preservation, which is the forefront of my mind. As I've said many times on the videos, I hate losing money more than I like making money. So I'm going to preserve my capital. And with that, I've gone to red. However, I'm still trading stocks because I'm a stock trader and an investor. And so let me go into that. All right, let's start off with positions that I'm holding, what I'm not holding, and what I'm moving. By the way, the Nasdaq has recovered some. This is a little bit, okay, so it is about right. It is not too far down. Okay, let's go into what I hold, what I'm selling. I'm going to touch on everything. I'm actually going to start with Intuit today, a little bit of a curveball. I mentioned I bought this in my IRA. It's up 3.5% today. I have decided on Friday, I have taken a position. I've added to my IRA, and I've added now long dated calls in my trading account. I'm going to demonstrate this illustration to you real quick. Sometimes stocks don't behave the way you'd like them to behave, admittedly, right? This is Intuit's earnings and their EPS. This is the share price. As you can see, the share price has cratered down. It was at $800+ a share. It came down to $250. As you can see from the earnings line, it continues to accelerate. I'm going to bet my money that this will catch up to this in due time. Intuit is not going anywhere. And my thesis is becoming more cemented into what I believe. So with that, I have added long dated calls, and I don't have them in front of me. I know they were out over a year, and I want to say my strike was like 350 or something. And I think they were out about a year. I've added more shares in my IRA, pretty substantial position, and I've added some shares in my trading account. So I have moved into somewhat of a bullish position and into it. This could take some time. I don't know if it's, let me get this demonstration out of here now so everybody can see. I don't know if this is carved out a bottom. My money is on that I have. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I'm doing. This is not financial advice, but rather for educational purposes. And with that, as you can see, the volume has been drying out. I think capitulation's in. I think this is a $500 stock again on the low end. Just going to put it out there. I think I'm going to make some money on this trade. So starting there, that is the position I've taken. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go into liquidity. Waiting on a decision here with their lawsuit going on. I think this runs up to $100 quickly. So still in this, in both my IRA and my trading account, I foolishly sold half this day before this, kept my other half. So here I am. Liquidity looks okay. This whole sector, both profitable and non-profitable bio, is doing really well. The drug names are doing great. We all love drugs, so the drugs are doing fantastic. SpaceX, I'm still short this name. I'm going to continue to short this for all of you that keep asking me. I think SpaceX is going under $100. Any single pop that I get like this or this, I will add to my short. SpaceX going under $100. I feel pretty confident on that. And I also think the backdrop of the market's going to help that as well. Let's keep it moving. Oh, the one I bought on, I mentioned this on my video. I bought this other one. It's up a couple points here. The 1.5. Yeah, I bought that Wednesday or Thursday. I mentioned on my video. Anyways, I'm still in that. I'm still in Tesla. The Tesla looks like absolute dog shit, by the way. I'm only in this because this is an investment long term for me. I did buy shares here. I'm underwater nasty on this. I removed my stop losses. This is at this point in my situation, I'm selling covered calls against it to create income. So to give you an idea how that works is I have quite a bit of shares. I sell calls against it, create income, and I'm going to wait for the. By the way, I think Tesla is a $500 to $600 stock, so that's the reason. More of an investment on that per se, but you do have to practice risk management. And I'm only touching on stocks that I own right now. I don't own anything else, and I'll kind of go into that. Oil has just cratered down again. Wow. That's interesting. All right, let's keep it moving here. Let's not. Intel, man, oh man, oh man, oh man, Intel. Oh, great earnings, shit the bed, down 2%. I don't know what to say. It made a lower low. My calls got torched last week. My long dated calls, thank God they're so far out. They're not really hurt that bad. I don't own shares anymore. I'm in long dated calls with like 110 strike price out till next November, long dated. By the way, these are going to give you a great opportunity at some point. And if you're looking to make some money on these stocks without buying shares, long dated calls, I mean, I'll present that. I'm not saying that's right for everybody, but there's some opportunity. Not in this at the moment. I'm not going to tell you to buy this because this looks terrible now. I've been completely wrong on Intel in the short term. Sucks. Yeah, I got it wrong. I mean, there's really no other way to say it. I've just been wrong on Intel. There's just great earnings, unbelievable earnings, and just went down. And usually when stocks start going down off of great news, that's really bad. That's a bad sign, and I'm going to go into that. IGV, I'm still in this. I bought this as a trade, and then I added more to it. I think software is going to get above this high, so I continue to stay into IGV as software continues to expand, so I'm up on that position. Dell, so I did buy more Dell. I think Dell is probably the strongest name. However, I would agree to most people, it's kind of hard buying in this backdrop, but I like this and I'm willing to, I do have a stop loss set, and my stop loss is correlated to the bottom of this low, by the way. So if you're looking for an entry point, I would consider buying it and putting your stop loss. This is pretty wide though. This is about a 10% stop loss. But if you're looking for a trade, I think this is an actionable trade correlating with both moving averages. I'm in this. I really like this chart probably the best, but I said that about Intel, so I got that wrong. I've got some right in life. I got that one wrong. All right, keeping it moving. I am still in Micron, holding on the dear life here. So I'm going to tell you where my line in the sand is. I'm going to make this clear to everybody. I don't think memory names have topped. I think there selectively could be some that have topped. I don't think this one. Again, for those of you that don't own it, I think the risk reward is really favorable, and you would set your stop below this wick. So 800 would be an appropriate stop loss to set there. And I think you're going to really know very quick whether this trade works or not. You're either going to be right out the gate, or you're going to be wrong right out the gate. I own it, and that is my line in the sand. I am admittedly probably flat on this trade, maybe down 1 or 2 points. It's not that bad for me on this one. Micron has held up better than most, and my hunch tells me Micron's going to do good because of their share buyback. Now, the same cannot be said for SanDisk. SanDisk looks like absolute crap, and I was stopped out on Friday, and I'm completely out of this now. I mean, I avoided this 10% today, thank God, but that's not saying much. I ended up losing over 10% on this. I lost well over 10%. I want to say I lost like 15% on this trade. This looks bad. It undercut the low. It could have a date with the 200, and I'm just not interested in sitting through it, so I took my loss and I went away. So you win some, you lose some. Again, I've had a lot of good run-ups. I've had a lot of good trades on the way up. And I had a bad one here, and I got to live with that, and I got to take that on the chin. So I'm out of that one. And, yeah, that sucks. Moving right along. Penguin. So let me make this clear. I still have my original shares. Oh, I don't. Not at this price. Actually, I probably got stopped out. That is interesting. I did not see an alert. I do not have an alert, which is not good. But I should have been stopped out on my original position. This made a lower low. So for those of you who are in this, you would sell this here. I hate to say this, but I did not get stopped out, which is very strange because the low of today is $50, which is strange. I'm going to have to circle back to that. But Penguin, lower low, not good, not an area to buy. This is a falling knife. I would tell you to stay out of this now at this point. That means that if I did get stopped out, I basically only made 10% on my original trade from all the way back here. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Penguin, not good. And it's a shame. Great earnings, not good. Okay? On the flip side, because this has been a pretty depressing video, CERS is still working. My little stock, I'm still in this. I think this is going to go to an all-time high. INM still working. I think this one's up almost 4%. This looks fantastic technically. However, reports earnings in a week and a half. This looks great. Still in this. I'm up on this. That looks great. I mentioned some sectors holding up a lot better than others. TGTX looks great. This also looks fantastic, even though it's down today. It's really not down much of anything, but it's down. This looks great. I mean, if you're looking for something to buy, they report next week. If you're looking for something to buy, this looks tremendous. It's working. So I'm going to put my money where things are working. As you can see, I pivot very quickly if necessary. I'm not married to anything, and I don't get stuck in a viewpoint that I can't quickly pivot from. And as you see that I've had to pivot. So I think that's all I own at the moment. I mean, I still have my IRA crap, which, let me touch on that for 1 second, because I think it is a point of context here. Google got beat down. I mean, really from its high to like 409, they announced that they were going to spend more money in CapEx expenditures, and they kind of got punished for that. I bought more on Friday in my IRA. I own this. This is like one of my largest positions in my IRA, only because of percentage wise, but I did add. So if you're a long-term investor, just kind of pivoting to the guy that is not, whoever that individual that is not a long or a short-term trader, sorry. If you're not a short-term trader and you're looking for, I think this is a buy. I think this is a screaming buy long-term. I think Google is one of the pioneers in AI in many facets. I think they have exposure to a lot of different degrees. And I think this is a buy. Like if you're a long-term investor and you're going to just stash it, this is a buy. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. It's a buy. All right, Dutch Bros, my little stock continues to do good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this out there for those of you. I admittedly did do this on Friday. I bought some calls with a 180 strike price out till next, I want to say September on Coinbase. This is correlated to Bitcoin. As if I did not have enough bullish sentiment on Bitcoin, I got a little bit more, put a little bit of money into Bitcoin on some calls, so I'm in that. I am not in anything else. So if I didn't name it, I'm not in it. For those of you that have asked me about some other stocks, I'm not in them. AMD, not in it, except for my IRA. I'm not in a lot of these other stocks because the reality is the market is not giving me what I want, and I know how to practice patience. And for those of you that don't know how to practice patience, that are trying to overtrade, I would take a step back. I think the hardest thing to do in this area of this market is when times are like this, just take a step back. Let this pass, wait for your pitch, and really focus on that, because the market's going to be fine. And if the difference between a long-term investor and a swing trader are completely distinctively different. However, I want to point out that just because because some stocks will not recover. So for those of you that are a long-term trader, that doesn't work, by the way. I want to make that clear because I hear that from a lot of people. You still have to practice risk management. It's okay to take a loss. It's okay to move on. It's all right. I know it sounds difficult and it feels difficult, but you don't know how low this is going to go. You have this market. I'm practicing risk, man. This could have a date with the 200, and that would be completely normal if history is any precedent. So if this market corrects to here, just a normal bull market correction, nothing out of the ordinary. But this down to here is going to feel brutal in your growth names. And I mean brutal, because if the market corrects another 5%, you better believe some of these names are going to correct 20 to 30%. So I don't know how much pain you could take. I can't take that kind of pain. I'm interested in preserving the money I worked very hard for. So practice that. That's all I got. I'll make another video probably Wednesday, because Thursday I'm going to be kind of out of market or be out of the office. But, again, still a lot of good stuff out there. Biotech doing good. There's some other sectors that I didn't touch on. Shippers, they're doing great. Retail's doing pretty good. Just because memory's down in the dumps, don't become down in the dumps with it. Banks are doing good. It's not an entire market. SHK Hynix, by the way, let me see if I could pull this up. You know what? I'm not going to do it. They report earnings this week. All right, guys, set your stops. Be diligent. Have a great week. I'll see you Wednesday.